We're going to do a John D. Graham song right now because we're no fools.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Jacquelyn Graham, and this is Uncomfortable Conversations. Today, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk to you about diet and input. Now, the world is created of patterns, and it's fascinating to see patterns replicating themselves through life if you take a few moments to look at it. Now, diet is what you put into your body. It's not starving yourself and some regimen that you have to follow. It is simply what you eat. People use that word incorrectly. In any case, the diet that you put in determines what you get. The health of your body, the building blocks that your body is made of, the quality of your life. Now, when I grew up, I could eat whatever I wanted to. I was skinny, skinny, skinny and tall. My mother used to say it was like dressing a broomstick with a bump on the back. As I got older and I had 2 children, and then I lived under decades of a huge amount of stress,
or YouTube?
Well, I mean, they can hear us now.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to restart Miss Jacquelyn's.
I think that's a great idea.
We're going to restart Miss Jacquelyn's thing here.
It's a real shame you missed the Wednesday Snow song, because that was the...
I mean, it wasn't the whole show, it's just the song.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Jacquelyn Graham, and this is Uncomfortable Conversations. Today, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk to you about diet and input. Now, the world is created of patterns, and it's fascinating to see patterns replicating themselves through life if you take a few moments to look at it. Now, diet is what you put into your body. It's not starving yourself and some regimen that you have to follow. It is simply what you eat. People use that word incorrectly. In any case, the diet that you put in determines what you get. The health of your body, the building blocks that your body is made of, the quality of your life. Now, when I grew up, I could eat whatever I wanted to. I was skinny, skinny, skinny and tall. My mother used to say it was like dressing a broomstick with a bump on the back. As I got older and I had 2 children, and then I lived under decades of a huge amount of stress. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
I don't know why it's doing that. Welcome to live television. I have zero clue why that clip won't play all the way through.
Well, we're trying to do everything here at home. Of course, having to reinvent the television studio with the available electronics that we can afford, being non-essential workers working from home.
I feel like I'm essentially working.
You're essentially working, but in a non-essential way. It's like, just think of yourself as a bag of lubricant to be thrown upon the gears of progress.
That's gross.
Well, but unfortunately happened. Well, hello up there, everybody who are watching us, who, may
I
have
keep trying to watch us, but I don't know.
plans about what you were going to see, but
we're going to ruin all those plans.
All those plans that might have existed, they're gone now. We're just going to try to do whatever. Shall we? What would you like to do?
I think we're doing great. We're filling up the blooper reel for 2021.
We're going to get all the bloopers out of the way. Do you want to try to launch this program one more time to see?
No, I don't. I think that there might be a problem with Jacquelyn's clip. So why don't we play a song, and then I'm going to put public domain with you and Nevada on, and see if that one will play all the way through.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it stopped at the same place both times, so leads me to believe that it's the clip.
Well, here's a song that I wrote. We're going to do songs that we wrote because we don't want our show to get shut down by Facebook that, it doesn't want us to use other people's material, which I can understand, but it's not like they're paying them, so.
Hey, Tori. Hey, Judy. David. Brad Sullivan. Andy Goki.
Night when I'm out riding along the dark highway, I get a feeling inside me. Throw all that I have away, and I leave all this behind me, like that job I had in the day. All the black dress and soul-tested lovers and lighters, speeding tickets I never paid. As a matter of fact, I do. Every time that I open my eyes, that said comes true. I see you in the laundromat, like Irish washing woman in a funeral hat, Italian ballerina on an asphalt stage. never turn back. We ride away in the light. If I were to take you by force and carry you away back to my bedroom, just for music to play, and I play you songs that I've written and the ones that I can't seem to write. Maybe you know what you're missing. Maybe you'd stay past the night. America, where goes the loud light, shiny car at night. Children of Jack, we will never turn back. We ride away in the light. Oh, my father built me this backpack, just an inch or two big for me. I'll pack my guitar, smoke from this bar, my songs and one heartbeat. And I'm glad you was chasing sunsets like gold. Down I will ride to the east. I'll find other friends that I've lost on the road. Maybe then I'll know it's something. America, where goes the loud light, shiny car at night. Children of Jack, we will never turn back. We ride away in the light. Oh, so much more to this wonderful world than we are sold on TV. But tell me if you are not already dead, you'll come and live it with me. Leave your college plans, your one-night stands, business clothes and the rest. There's pleasure enough in your heart and your hands. Blue jeans suit you best. America, where goes the loud light, shiny car at night. Children of Jack, we will never turn back. We ride away in the light. Children of Jack, we will never turn back. We ride away in the night.
Brad Sullivan says that he loves that song so much. He got asked to play that at a friend of his wedding, and he just loves hearing it ever since.
That's a really great story. Thank you so much. That's how cool to be part of that.
Yeah, it is. And this next piece that I hope plays, I hope it does. But this next segment is one of my favorites when I get to go to the editing room. It is Public Domain with Guy Forsyth and our friend Nevada Newman. And y'all are so funny. Like I'm gonna have to keep all the bits that I'm cutting out. It's pretty great. Yeah. So hopefully this will play without fail. This is the Public Domain.
Hey, I'm Guy Forsyth.
And I'm Nevada Newman.
Welcome to the Public Domain. Last show, we talked about the father of the blues, Blind Lemon Jefferson, one of the great progenitors of American music, and we will do so again today, but this time it's country music.
Father of country music, Jimmie Rodgers.
Jimmie Rodgers was born 1887 in Meridian, Mississippi on September 8th. And he started with a real love of performing when he was 13 years old twice. He had run away to start his own traveling show, but his father, a worker in the railroad, brought him back home each time. So Jimmie Rodgers started a career as working in the railroad, but then caught tuberculosis and lost his job in the railroad and decided to once again make a run at being a performer. So he recorded for RCA Victor, and he got a band together from Tennessee, and had the band all ready to go. But then the band of young men in their 20s had an argument about how they were going to bill the band, and Jimmy Rogers wanted to be the Jimmy Rogers Entertainers, but they didn't like that, and so the band broke up. So Jimmy Rogers alone walked into the Victor recording session and recorded his first 2 songs. They were modest hits, but it gave him a springboard into the music industry.
Well, Jimmy, working on the railroad all those years until he was 27, he acquired a great nickname, the Singing Brakeman. They used to call him. They also called him the Blue Yodeler. If he didn't have a name for a tune, I guess he just called it the Blue Yodel number, whatever he was up to, up to like 13, I think.
Jimmy Rogers, to me, is really interesting because he represents an artist at a period of time before there were even the categories of country music and blues music. And he definitely straddled both of these genres before the color lines were drawn. He wrote a lot of his own materials, but he also co-wrote songs with a woman by the name of Elsie McWilliams, who was his sister-in-law, and she's the first woman to make a career as a country music songwriter. Even though she's only credited with writing 20 songs, she actually co-wrote at least 39 songs with Jimmy Rogers. Let's hear a song.
I believe did she co-write this next one? And this one we're gonna do Blue Eyed Jane
In the Public Domain.
That's right. Not that Jimmy Rogers. The Honeycomb Jimmy. Not that guy.
Not the blues guitar player.
You're not him either. Not him either.
No, this is other Jimmy Rogers.
The father of country music.
The Singing Brakeman. As opposed to Nevada Newman, the Singing Take a Break Man.
Oh yeah. I forgot that was my nickname there for a while. All right, well, Blue Eyed Jane. The cutest girl in the world is my blue-eyed Jane. We fell in love like turtle doves while the moon was shining down. I asked her when those wedding bells would ring. She said, oh dear, it seems queer that this could happen here. You are my little pal, I've never known a sweeter gal, my little blue-eyed Jane. I love you so. And when the sun goes down and the shadows cast all over town, you gotta meet me down in the lane, my blue-eyed Jane. Janie dear, listen here, I've come to say farewell. The world is drear without you near, but now I cannot linger here. I'm going away this very day. Please come and go with me. I'll be sad and blue, wanting you, longing all day through. You are my sweet little Jane, I've never known a sweeter gal, my blue-eyed Jane. I love you so. And when the sun goes down and the shadows cast all over town, you gotta meet me down in the lane, my blue-eyed Jane. And the shadows cast all over town, just to meet me down in the lane, my blue-eyed Jane. Blue-eyed Jane, Jimmy Rogers tune.
In the Public Domain.
So Guy, it's your turn. What you got? You got a Jimmy Rogers tune?
I sure do. This is one called Any Old Time.
You gonna do some yodeling on it?
No, I don't.
I'll do it. I'll do some yodeling. I can
yodel.
yodel.
If only there was someone here who could yodel
I
for
bet
me.
it's cedar season, but still, I think I can pull it off. I bet I can. I'll try it.
All right.
I'll try it.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. I just received your letter. Oh, you're down and out, you say. At first I thought I would tell you to travel on the other way, but your memory lingers. All you once were to me. I'm going to give you another chance to prove what you can be. Any old time you want to come back home, drop me a line and say no more you're on. You had your chance, played the game fair, but when you left me, sweetheart, you only left a load of care. Now that you're down, I'm going to stick by you. If you will only tell me your roaming days are through, you find me here like the day you left me alone. Any old time you wanna come back home. Well, there you go. 2 wonderful songs from Jimmie Rodgers, the father of country music. We'll find out more about Jimmie Rodgers in our next episode, including his untimely demise.
Hey there. Welcome back.
Hello, listeners.
Guy's listening to himself.
Yes, we're self-monitoring here. Part of what we've done here, or when I say we, I really mean Jess. She has put together the TV station in miniature here, where we're doing it all ourselves. We're the producers, the directors, the
Candlestick maker,
the writers. We're trying to sell advertising. Have we sold any advertising?
No, that's illegal. You can't.
So we're not trying to sell advertising because we would not do that. And just trying to do everything we can to try to provide the sort of content that we hope that you want.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think they want me to play a song.
Well, grab that there musical saw then.
Okay, I gotta roasting it while you stall.
Oh, really? I think I just go ahead and play a little bit. Well, I'll get to my song in just a bit. But, you know, I see how now I've given that away, and now I'm merely just sort of, I'm just going to sing the song.
They don't know. Maybe they just think I like to do this.
No, I'm just gonna sing the song.
I don't know what I'm doing. I had to commit to it though. I'm sorry.
Even as no, it's so great. It's so great. I'm going to do a different song because I'm certainly not going to do that one now.
Yes, you are.
Absolutely not.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Totally ruined the moment. It was like, it was so...
I'm in it.
Had such gravitas.
I'm in the moment. Oh, I have to check the audio.
How's the audio now?
It's working.
Okay, are you ready? Okay, this is a song that I wrote, and just a song I wrote. Even as a child, I knew I would take a bullet for you. But in my life, I've never seen someone so lucky grow so mean. I wonder what it was that turned you on. A point and click solution and the problem's gone. You always liked your hands clean and to manifest the promise of a new machine. Now there's a light raffle underneath your bed, breast bright jacket and a heart of lead. Backhand of God, I heard it said, that Armalite rifle underneath your bed. Now by all accounts your run's been good. No one to tell you what you should. You wear the boots around this town. No one dares to come around. But it doesn't look like you get much sleep. Now what you do is fast and cheap. You dream of what they do to you. It's the same as you would too. Now there's an Armalite raffle underneath your bed, breast bright jacket and a heart of lead. Backhand of God, I heard it said, an Armalite raffle underneath your bed. The black rifle has its say, ends arguments a block away. Bullet points, talking heads, blue and gray, blue and red, blue and gray, blue and red. Misunderstood and overfed. Too much hate to see what you might lose, and not love enough to let you choose. Now there's an Armalite rifle underneath your bed, breast bright jacket and a heart of lead. Backhand of God, I heard it said, underneath your bed, that Armalite rifle underneath your bed.
Yeah.
We got a request. Igor says, play Johnny Cash. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down.
Is that in public domain?
I'm pretty damn sure that Ain't No Grave Gonna Hold Your Body Down is public domain.
Okay.
Because the distinction of gospel music versus spiritual music is that gospel music usually has a traceable author. It was a song written for a market, but a lot of the spirituals predate that. Those songs have been around for a really long time. So far back that it's hard to know who wrote them because they show up in multiple people's repertoire at the dawn of the recording age. And this is, of course, before people would be paying attention to such things.
Oh, sure.
And so, although I don't have a specific read, although I've heard the Johnny Cash version, I can do a version of it, at least a little bit of it.
So you got a good request. He's kind of.
Oh yeah, because those songs I think are important because those spirituals evolved and were carried forward by people totally independent of commerce. And it's harder and harder these days to find music that isn't specifically aimed at a market to try to make money, because art that can't defend itself capitalistically is usually swept away by the great solvent that money is. So I think those songs, like the spiritual songs like this one, are important.
Well, there ain't no grave hold my body down. There ain't no grave hold my body down. When I die, Gabriel's trumpet will sound. I'll get up and I'll walk around. I said there ain't no grave hold my body down. There ain't no grave hold my body down. Well, when I die, Gabriel's trumpet will sound. I'll get up and I'll walk around. I said there ain't no grave hold my body down. I said there hold my body down. When I die, David's trumpet will sound, and I'll get up and I'll walk around. I said there ain't no grave hold my body down. I said there hold my body down. Oh, when I die, Gabriel's trumpet will sound, and I'll get up and I'll walk around, 'cause there ain't no.
And that's really all I know of it. So I
So
mean, I
good.
guess there's some other verses, but
Way more than I knew.
yeah.
That's awesome. Jen White said, yeah.
Yeah, that's also, once again, music in the public domain, because
Y'all should
music
cut it out.
music is for many things, not merely to sell trucks and
Mice.
consumer goods and mice, selling mice.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Mickey,
Oh, by the way, did we feed the snake today?
I don't like to do that.
Oh, okay.
You.
Because I thought out the mouse to feed the snake. You know,
That means it's on the counter.
probably zombieing around the counter
That's gross.
right now.
That's gross.
It's-
That's gross.
well, it's also
Oh, hang out with us for a little longer. This show goes till 10 p.m. The next segment that we have up is with Patrick Buchta, who is with ATX Musicians. This is the part of the show where you can learn something and find out what's going on in the Austin music community. Maybe you can even find out how you could participate and help make it better.
yeah.
I don't know. Here's Patrick. We are here here with Patrick Buchta for our weekly update for things important going on in Austin, Texas with Austin, Texas musician. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great, Jessica. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Last week we showed our 100th episode and kind of did a different thing, but still showed yours because I thought it was relevant.
Well, kudos to you guys for all the hard work and for also making space for our music community to kind of learn about what's going on as far as all these issues. So, this week maybe I thought we'd talk about this concept I've been thinking about that, as advocates, part of our job is to educate the music community about all the different opportunities available for musicians. And, one of those recently, there's been some questions raised about what's called the AIPP, the Art in Public Places Fund. And this is bond money that was voted on by the citizens of Austin and creates a large pool of money for these art installations all over town. These are physical, sort of tangible art assets that live in these public spaces for 20 years' time. And we did have some musicians recently raise the question, how can musicians participate in this program? How can we incorporate some sound into these installations? And so on behalf of the music community, I did manage to get a meeting with the Economic Development Department last week. And, I just want to take a moment to say, we have you've probably seen us like call EDD out over the last year and try to get what we want. But at the end of the day, we're all friends and they're doing such an amazing job of trying to bring these resources to the music community, and so what I learned about AIPP is that musicians can totally participate, is if they kind of meet the program requirements of what the installations are. I think our job as Austin, Texas Musicians Organization is to really start to figure out where those opportunities are and educate our community about them so we can participate in all these programs. Another exciting thing maybe we want to share is, we will be taking applications for our Musicians Advisory Panel. We're really looking for, this round, we're looking for musicians who really have a heart for service and who really want to come get involved, and maybe they are already working on a project in the community and they want to give it some lift in a sense. We're looking for representation across every genre, across every diverse community in Austin and across every council district in Austin.
Sure, and those that are selected to be a member,
yep.
What would that entail? What does that mean for them? What would they do?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. It means showing up to meetings, getting involved in one of our different committees. We have a committee focused on voting and getting people registered to vote, getting them educated about everything going on. And that doesn't just mean the presidential election. Our Texas legislative session is back in now, and we'll be looking at the honky tonk bill this session. And there's so many things to be done. The Bridge Committee is all about building those relationships between musicians and venues. And then we also have a committee just specifically focused on equity, our REACH committee, to empower all our musicians of every diverse community and bring their voices to the table. So we're looking for equity, we're looking for a heart for service, and I'm just really excited. I was out Friday night for a very rare dinner out with my partner Gwen, and we saw this amazing mariachi band. And Mariachi Relampago has been an institution in Austin for decades. And, this version of Mariachi Relampago, we saw them with a bunch of recent college grads, playing in the band. So they actually worked to graduate a lot of young musicians up through the program and get them out and get them working. And so we'll be asking a member of Mariachi Relampago to join our musicians advisory panel. And, you know, we're really looking for representation in these areas that maybe never have had any representation before. The Mariachi, Tejano, Conjunto communities, you know, all of our African-American musicians in town. We want to make sure they all have a place at the table.
Well, that's awesome. That's going to work to make our community a much more diverse and beautiful place for sure.
Thank you. We hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the Saves funding, I hear that round 2 is coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're hearing that a lot of venues, you know, have got that initial round of $20,000, just kind of a Band-Aid to help them get by. And that's coming from the Long Center, who's administering those grants right now. This second round to administer the remaining almost $4 million, the Long Center will be partnering with Texas Accountants and Lawyers for the Arts because there's a much more kind of complex sort of system to go through. Venues will now have to meet certain equity standards to get the money, and they will also need to kind of go through some technical assistance requirements with TALA to make sure that their business is sustainable and all those types of things. But it's, you know, it's going to be great. I think there's a lot of great people involved with that process, looking out for our venues, and we're really hopeful about that.
And then I think the last thing that we were going to talk about, you had mentioned $15 billion.
That's right. Well, yeah, of course. That's the Save Our Stages funds that will be coming down from the federal government. So in addition to the money we've reserved, the $5 million from the city of Austin, we have $15 billion coming down from the federal government that will be distributed to music venues, performing arts spaces all across the country. And so Austin will certainly see a chunk of that change as well. So when you look at combining, you know, that money from the federal government, the Save Our Stages money, and then the Saves Resolution money locally, we're looking at a hopefully much brighter picture for our music industry here in Austin over the next year. You know, this is a time where we kind of hit the reset button. We're ready to rebuild, and we can rebuild in ways that are better than what we had before, more fair than what we had before, and certainly more equitable than what we've ever had.
Well, I mean, I think anything that we do now is going to be a step forward because, as you said, it seems like we're just setting the infrastructure up now. It's happening right now. The things that the generations to come in Austin as a creative city will experience, it's going to be in part from the things that you're helping do right now. And so it sounds like if there's people watching this that have a heart for service or want to be a part of positive change, you're doing it. I mean, you could be a participant in it right now.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, it's funny to kind of just catch our breath for a moment and look back on this last year and realize that we really did move the needle. You know, I think when we all kind of got into this work together, Nakia and Sonia and I and all the MAP members, we didn't really know what it was going to be. And then the pandemic hit, and you know, we just all had to kind of double down and figure it out. And we've seen some real results when musicians come together. We have a real political power in the city when we come together. So that's really profound, and we're going to focus on that a lot this next year.
It's great seeing your face again. And
that's good.
Got the links all over here if there's anyone out there that wants to participate or try to be a part of ATX or ATX Pro or ATX Maps or all the ATX things. You can get a
Sure. Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of. Yeah, and then next week, you know, we will have had a music commission meeting on Monday night, and so there will be plenty for us to talk about next week.
Ooh, music commission.
Absolutely.
I'll see you then.
Yeah, we'll see you then. Thank you, Jessica. All right.
Perfect. Thanks for being here with us again.
Thank you so much, Jessica. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Thanks.
I I love watching that. I love watching it with you and just like absorbing all of the information every week.
It's important, and if you are an artist in the Austin area, it's self-defense.
Yeah, it is. You definitely should go look them up. He's here every week. We'll learn something every week. While Patrick was speaking, we had Mike Cora, who's watching with us online via Facebook, say, "Is Death Don't Hunt or Death Don't Have No Mercy public domain?"
And I don't know if Reverend Gary Davis wrote it, but he was the first person to record it that I know. I do know also from Jessica's officing here that when the Mamas and the Papas, or wasn't the Mamas and the Papas, it was
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary recorded it. They credited Reverend Gary Davis as the author, and if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, it says that although the song was in public domain, it was copyrighted as having been written by Gary Davis at the time of the recording by Peter, Paul, and Mary. The royalties that he got from them crediting him allowed him to buy a house and retire super comfortably, which is awesome.
Yes, we love stories like that.
Yeah.
Those are the good stories that we hear about musicians where they slide into home and you know, like don't end up penniless on the street or
Ooh,
you know.
Speaking of which, we received a donation.
Woo!
Yes.
Excellent.
We've gotten one donation for today, and we appreciate it. We got one donation last Wednesday, so we're working our way up there. But we don't ask for donations because we don't advertise needing any kind of things like that.
Because that would be a call to action, and
yeah,
such
we don't
things are
do
expressly
that at
forbidden.
all. We
Yeah.
don't. But if you see some information here and you have some money laying around, maybe you could figure out what to do with it. Just like Mike Cora, thank you very much.
Patrons of the arts are cool and sexy.
Ooh, patrons. But don't tell about our patrons.
I'm not. Absolutely not.
I don't want them to know.
Are we going to play music again?
We are,
But first!
I wanted to show Dan. Ooh, you're going to even love this one.
Oh, cool.
Tell him about Dan while I load his video.
All right, musician friends.
Dun, dun.
Dan is your buddy. Dan is your savior. Dan is your guiding light. Watch, and Dan Johnson will give you the skinny and provide you with the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Navigating the Musical Minefield with me, your host, Dan Johnson. Today, we're going to talk about what do you do when you have a guitar collecting dust in your house and you don't want to sell it. Maybe it was your first guitar, present, gift, whatever. Maybe you found it at a garage sale, thrift store, pawn shop, and you don't want to get rid of it, but it's kind of like, well, it's just sitting there. What do I do with it? I got an idea for you. I can help you with this problem, all right? This is what you're going to need. You're going to need your guitar, acoustic or electric. Today, I will be using a Fender Stratocaster Squire Bullet guitar. And this was lent to me today by my good friend Sam Whips Allison. He has a studio that he's building. It's almost finished in Austin called Red Star Mule Barn Studios. So when it's done, look him up. Find him on social media. Tell him you want to hear this and use it in the studio and buy some time, okay? And make your hit record there, all right? So back to the guitar. What are we going to do with this? It's real simple. We're going to use a set of 12 strings. Okay, for your 12-string guitar. And you're like, well, Dan, it's a 6-string. Why do we need 12? Well, I'm going to show you why. Okay, so you're going to get these. I'm using Elixirs today. You can use any brand you want. You're going to take the top 3 octave strings to your 3 bass strings. That's going to be E, A, and D. Okay, the gauges are 26 is your E. Okay, 18 is your A. 12 is your D. 17 will be G, okay? 13 is B, and 10 is E, okay? And the top one is the only wound string, the 26, okay? And you're just going to tune it like a regular guitar. It'll plug into a guitar tuner that you use with your normal things, or you can download one from your phone, whatever you want to use. Clip on the headstock, whatever. It will still work, okay? Because essentially, it's still a guitar standard tuning. You're not doing anything really strange, but what it does is it changes and makes the guitar sound higher. Now in the studio, we call this sparkle guitar, and what it does, it helps break up when you have a lot of guitar tracks and it's the same tones, the same strings, doing the same stuff over and over again. This kind of helps break it up, you know? You can bar chord it. And the great thing about this is it's really inexpensive. You can buy the strings individual if you can't afford a pack of strings. Another great thing about the Nashville tuning, you can take a capo. Yes, you can get these anywhere. Everyone knows what these are. These are for people that maybe you know open chords and you fret with this and it helps you play open chords up higher on the neck. It's called a capo. Very inexpensive. You get these online or at your local music store. But if you have one, you can add it to the Nashville tuning and it will give you mandolin fakery. Of course, you can fake that high kind of sound of a mandolin if you want. So it's very inexpensive. It's kind of a cool little trick, a little funness you can have with that old guitar laying around the house. So I encourage everyone to go out and try this. Again, this is called the Nashville tuning. And it's fun. You can add a lot of effects to it. It's really useful in the studio because a lot of people don't own a lot of instruments, but yet you have a program where you're home recording and you get that call, I need a mandolin, or I need a higher sounding guitar, or you can add this to your bag o' tricks. Really impress people when you're trying to make a musical project for them work. It really breaks up guitar. I can't count the times I've used this. I use this all the time. It's one of my favorite tricks. And it's pretty inexpensive, and it's fun too because you can take a guitar that maybe had a lot of sentimental values, your first guitar as a kid or family member gave it to you, and you can make it work really well and reinvigorate, breathe new life into that old guitar laying around the house. So anyway, big shout out to my buddy Sam for letting me use his guitar. And you can catch me every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Channel 16, Austin Music TV. This is Dan Johnson saying I will see you next week. Have a good day. And you know, it's fun. It's fun. Learn to do it. Learn to have some fun with it, learn new tricks, and I will see you next time while we learn to navigate the musical minefields.
I just think Dan is magical.
Man, giving away gold, just dropping knowledge for free. Yes, the Nashville Strung Guitar, a wonderful thing to have and accessible to have in your arsenal when you are making your own recordings, or if you're going to a big jam with a bunch of players and you want to bring something different to the table, why not string up that old acoustic guitar with the high strings for the Nashville Strung Guitar? That's brilliant and a wonderful trick of the trade that the best producers use. Yeah. And so thank you, Dan. That's so just fun. Wonderful.
So we're going to do another song here as we sign off on Channel 16 here in Austin, Texas with Austin, Texas Music and Austin Music TV. But after this, if you want to watch, we're going to do another song or two. You can join us on our Facebook or on YouTube under Guy Forsyth Band. Amy Woodster's joining us on Facebook, and she's dusting off her old CDs from the 90s. She says, maybe Johnny's Place, I'm a Hog for You, Roses from the Graveyard.
Wow.
Yeah, so Adam's Rib. I mean, you know, I think we can probably do one or two of those.
We'll do a couple of those.
Yeah. Sure. But right now, I'm going to do a song that Guy and I wrote together. We try to do all originals on this show so that we don't get shut down by the Facebook gods. And this song is called Who. I wrote it about Guy because he sang me lots of beautiful love songs that I didn't know who he wrote for. So this is my response to that.
Same old little ditty about her and him.
can't you see me? Why can't you see me? Why don't you see me? Why don't you one of the first ones we wrote together.
So, please, if you can, follow us over to the Facebook. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, if they want to.
Yeah, if you want, and we'll play some more for you. Thank you very much for joining us, and
thank you to Sheila and Deb and all my people that are watching on Awesome Music TV. I love you. We are talking with Ham right now about getting Ham and Sims on board to be doing a weekly segment as well, which is so exciting. Yeah. My hope for the future for Guy and I is to be producing 2 shows, one with music and one that will turn into the Austin music news network.
Yeah, that would be good, like a once a week show that will give you a clearinghouse about what is going on in local government and in the many different scenes that Austin has, because Austin has many different music scenes. It's not just a music scene. There's lots going on, or at least there was a year ago. So we want to hear from you also out there, because if you have your ear to the grindstone, please let us know.
Yeah. So that's our goal. Thank you, Awesome Music TV. And we're off. But we're still on.
So if you're watching this now, then
you're breaking all the rules.
Yeah, and we can start cussing and doing all sorts of horrible things now because we're no longer on television.
I'm gonna drink my milk. Right. Ha.
Mother's special milk.
I really do think that'd be fun to do the TV show with news, everything going on. We can feature each week. We can feature someone that is ingrained in the Austin music veins, and then maybe also someone brand new that really would want something like that.
Which is a very important perspective. I know that if the Austin of today was where I moved when I had just turned 21, I probably would not have had the same experience as moving to the Austin that I moved to in 1990. So things definitely do change. And the only way for us to go on this is forward. Yeah, we have to figure out, where we go from here. It's even when I came to Austin in 90, people were still, sitting around going, you just missed it. It was so great in the 70s.
And now here I am. I just moved here 3 years ago and just waltzed right in with Guy Forsyth and made everyone angry because I just waltzed right in.
And so the future, going forward, we have to figure out how we will create the world that we want to live in. And the only world that I want to live in is one with music in it, right? And where we can have fun and share the things that we love. Because people are at their best when they are sharing the things that they love.
That's true.
So what do you love?
I love music.
What, would you like to sing a song?
Well, I thought you were going to do one of Amy's requests.
Oh, one of Amy's
Because I bet Amy's still hanging out.
All right, well then Amy, if you're with us...
Amy, are you out there?
Just knock 3 times on the internet.
Knock, knock,
and,
knock.
We'll try to do this song, which I haven't tried to play in many years. That's not true. I think I played it at least a year ago. Yeah. So,
I like using the position that I've gotten here with you to help lift up musicians, it would have taken me a whole lot longer to get where I am right now if I wasn't dating you, and it would be foolish of me to not admit that.
We're actually married now. I mean, it's like it's more than that.
Well, that's no fun.
I got that. Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding. We have tattoos.
Oh well. Anyway, so here's a song that Amy requested from the very first record that I put out on Antones, which is called Needle Gun, and this is a song called Johnny's Place. Anytime you want to go down to Johnny's Place, you can take me along with you. The bar's kind of crowded, but I miss that space. And I don't get out much now since her and I were through. And although she laughed at all of your jokes before, she sure made a straight line to you. I don't worry, vaudeville partners are a dime a dozen. It's just so much damn work bringing in somebody new. Sometimes when I think I catch him laughing, I can't tell if it's for or against. We steal the good lines when we find them. My lips are loose, but my neck is so tense. Johnny's Place. Well, you know where I stay, and I don't mind if you want to bring her along. If you don't mind, I look the other way. Anytime you want to go down to Johnny's Place, take me along with you. The bar's kind of crowded, but I miss that space. But I don't get out much now since her and I were through.
Yay! Now I have to put this back. Sorry, it's going to be jumbly.
And now the jumbly part.
Sorry.
Here comes the jumble.
Oh.
The big jumble.
And now I have to like refocus it.
Jack's out walking, cause he's tired of talking. Who's got to get out soon? He jumps a chain-link fence and he dances in the traffic to the shop where she bought her tattoo. And now rolls cars on my shoulder, tell my shirt's cold, and then she says the Jack is gonna take her part. Never laid a hand on her, that's never been the case, but you know that is bloody hard. We got dragons and daggers, tigers, roses and hearts, long-legged leggies, shit saws and sharks, guilty scroll with anything you got to say, and they will never go She's got a twist of thorns and a single red rose, stuck with a stainless steel pin. We got dragons and daggers, tigers, roses, and hearts, long-legged ladies, ship scars and sharks. It's right below the belly so that no one else can see. So she was saving all the love for me. That's what she said. Saving all the love for me. Ones that are gonna get you, like a flower on your back or your thigh. 'Cause if they don't smell just as sweet as you hope, you can hide them away from your eye. He says, Guy, I just don't know what to do. Well, how can I want her this much and still hate her? Damn right it hurts, but the sting is the thing, at least that's what they say. And it will never go away. And it will never go away. That's right. And it will never go away. Can't be lost or stolen. And it will never go away. With the 8 points, say the Jerry flag. And it will never go away. And it will never.
Shout outs. I've got some thank yous for some donations we got tonight. Tori Willard on PayPal, Jeremy Campion, Bradley Sullivan,
Thanks.
Erin Welch on Venmo. We've got a donation from James Kane on PayPal. Thank you so much. And also from Mary Jackson on PayPal and Mike Cora. Guys, that's what we make. Like, we're doing one show a week right now, and it's because of you that we're making anything. We so appreciate it, and those that are watching that aren't able to donate, we totally get it, and it's okay. Don't feel bad. Please continue to watch.
And we trust that on the other side of all this viral foolishness that we will all get to see each other in the future. So we're aiming toward the future. We got something to look forward to.
True. In the show earlier, at the top of the show, we had a segment by Jacquelyn Graham that it didn't work twice in a row. We're no longer live on Channel 16, so I'm going to go ahead and try and play it one more time. If it doesn't work, it's okay. We'll come back on and do another song. Please bear with this. I just really, they put in work to do these every week, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to try my hardest to get it to work. This is Jacquelyn Graham again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Jacquelyn Graham, and this is Uncomfortable Conversations. Today, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk to you about diet and input. Now, the world is created of patterns, and it's fascinating to see patterns replicating themselves through life if you take a few moments to look at it. Now, diet is what you put into your body. It's not starving yourself and some regimen that you have to follow. It is simply what you eat. People use that word incorrectly. In any case, the diet that you put in determines what you get. The health of your body, the building blocks that your body is made of, the quality of your life. Now, when I grew up, I could eat whatever I wanted to. I was skinny, skinny, skinny and tall. My mother used to say it was like dressing a broomstick with a bump on the back. As I got older and I had 2 children, and then I lived under decades of a huge amount of stress.
It went. I don't understand. I don't know why it's not working. But that's okay. I'll re-edit it and re-show it this next week. But thank you, Jacquelyn. We really appreciate you. I'm so sorry your clip didn't work.
It's going to work. We're going to make this work.
How frustrating.
Yep.
So, what can we do to send the show out on a super positive note?
I have this new song that I'm working on.
Oh, are you going to do a new song?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's like I might have even, because I've been working on it now, and this is a song that I wrote with Jeff Blankenhorn.
Oh, fun.
And I'm going to use this metronome just because.
So y'all like did a song about really working together and being a team, and then you wrote a song about burning the other person if one burns.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is this called?
It's Extreme Alternate
I'm
Endings.
Taking You. Yeah. So let's see. Well,
metronome before, but I found
exciting.
I found the shuffle setting, and I was like, well, I gotta try it.
And I kind of got like really into it because we don't have anyone play with us ever. I was like, this is awesome. It's like we have a drummer.
Yeah. So Jeff Buchta, Mark Hayes, all those fabulous drummers that we spent so many years playing with. Miss you guys, and look forward to getting to play with you.
Oh my God!
As soon as possible.
But still, we all have to wait, do the right thing and wait. Jackie said thanks for trying.
We're gonna figure it out. We'll
figure it out. I'll re-edit it and get it back up this week. So this is our show. We're only doing one show a week now, y'all. We did 100 live streams from our home, and we're pretty burnt out. I mean, we are. We're pretty burnt out.
Working on new material rather than trying to put the show up regularly, trying to work on skills and stuff like that.
Work on some skills. I'm working on putting together the news station and this show and Patreon.
Yep. I've been working on my mandolin playing skills. I'm looking forward to putting together a new string band when we get on the other side of this.
I can't wait for you to be up to par on the mandolin.
Yeah, it's a lot to endure. So my heart goes out to everybody else who is having to quarter around people who are learning instruments.
Yes, maybe someone out there has a new mandolin CD or DVD. You could send him. It'd be so much better than the one we have.
Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. See you next Wednesday. We'll go live a few minutes before 9 p.m. Bye.